What's up, guys? I hope you're having a great night. Hello, hello. Tonight I wanted to come in here and go live on Judgment, which is an energy that our moon was in all day today. And it's funny, Vega actually has this gate. And it's really all about perfecting, correcting. This is a logical energy. So this is driven by correcting and perfecting. And it can feel very almost insatiable. Like this can be an energy that has fun with criticism, and getting in there and being like, hey, like this doesn't work. This doesn't seem right. I don't like this. So much of what judgment is in the now, just liking or not liking something. And the potential is taste. So it's like we come in, we see all the parts and pieces. We're like, nope, don't like, do like. And because of that, I develop taste. And I'm like, oh, I just know that that's not for me, and I can understand if it's for you, but it's just not right for me. And so at the end of the day, judgment can be an awesome energy. And it also results in understanding, the ability to understand or not. And I think that that is so cool. This comparison, in order to see something as right or wrong, we can also compare and be like, right for you, wrong for me. And we don't have to judge that thing that they're doing or saying or being, on some level, like it's like not allowed to exist. Because technically, everything is allowed to exist. And when we get to decide not right for me is right for me, that's when things can start to get really fun. And you can have this sense of freedom because you're not lost in the judgment. And so this fear, this gate has a fear. So maybe today you had to deal with some issues around authority. People in your life that maybe you see as above you. Maybe it's a boss, a parent, a spouse, a friend. But these authority figures, authority figures are fine as long as they are allowed to be, challenged. If I can look at an authority figure and challenge them and be like, hey, this just doesn't seem right, that has to be allowed. Because any authority figure that doesn't allow themselves to be challenged, really you're getting into like corruption and dictatorship and just not understanding, right? I feel like authorities that cannot be challenged cannot understand that, maybe they're different. Maybe their path looks like that and mine didn't, and that can be okay. And it's cool because one of my favorite judgment people is Jesus. And he has some saying where he's like, you don't know. Only my Father, only God the Father knows for each and every one of us. And so for you to judge in the first place, it's not right because you don't know for me, and I think that that's the value of coming into your body, becoming embodied. You can really get in there and you can get into that personal right and wrong and feel what's right for you and let what's right for others be okay for them. But, at the end, you're boiling into yourself and you don't need to judge anybody else or their actions or where they're going or what they're doing or who they're doing it with. It's like this energy, this insatiability. It can get into anything and judging anything. And, it can be kind of dangerous because this is a gate of deep conditioning. So parents conditioning us here. And a lot of time for girls, this can be challenging male authority figures, and then vice versa for boys. Maybe they challenge female authority figures. And ironically, maybe you swing to that side a bit much. Maybe if I'm a woman challenging male authority figures, maybe that causes me to be more in my yang, at the expense of my yin. And so we can always start with this stuff on the inside. Judgment is a collective energy. So it's here to look at systems. It's here to look at things out there. What affects all of us? What isn't working for all of us? What, as a big group, can we change and correct and perfect? It's not supposed to turn to the inside. It's not supposed to become personal. And unfortunately, we make it personal because it's such a deep conditioning gate. And so this is where you can receive, generational conditioning and sets of standards that you can't really see through. So it's like you get married and you come with some unseen set of standards, and husband comes with unseen set of standards, and all of a sudden you can't communicate. you're looking to be loved in this way, but it's like, is that even real? Like, can I talk to him? He's looking to be loved in this way. And so it's like these sets of standards can really clash and get in the way of connection and intimacy and the ability to understand each other. And so as we, you know, push our way into this energy, we want it to be about out there, and we want everything to be allowed, right? Everything's allowed, but my taste, this is how I feel about this. And the hard part is that freaky people come in, individuals come into the big collective group, and they're like, you know what? I'm weird and different, and I don't want to wear a skirt anymore. Like, there's these new things called jeans, and I'm really about them. And then all of a sudden, all of the older people in the collective, they're like, oh, we can't allow these blue jeans. Like, we need our women to wear skirts like they always have, right? And it's like, we have to test that. Does it really work? Can women really wear jeans? Like, can they really wear pants? And can they really have a job? It's like we have to look at those things, and we have to adjust and change our patterns, which can feel scary to the collective. They don't like to change their patterns. And so it's funny, we can even take that further in 2023, and we can be like, goodbye jeans, hello joggers. And now all of the older people in the collective are like, oh no, we can't just wear joggers every day. And it's like, that is hilarious, right? And when we're looking at that taste, like, let's drill into that. If jeans are the thing, but jeans aren't comfortable, and I'm like, oh, like, I could sit at my desk a lot better in joggers. It's like, all of a sudden our awareness, like, what we're doing is we're looking at where we're dissatisfied. This doesn't feel good, right? And what can I do to change this or correct this and make this better? And then we wear joggers the next day. And then the person at the desk next to us, they're like, oh, you're so, like, attention getting. What has happened? What have you changed? Like, and you're like, oh, I've got these new things called joggers, and they're so comfortable. They feel so good. And so it's like, at the end of the day, judgment works as an awareness for, like, survival and for, like, your primal body needs. And so I think that, like, the moving from skirts to jeans and moving from jeans to joggers, those are really cool mutations in very set collective patterns, and you can see also why maybe it's okay if a point in time comes and we want to change. Like, for example, in 2023, we have so many highly sensitive people. And so looking at something like jeans, it's just maybe not so right for those people that can't stand the way the tags feel. Like, we have people who struggle to eat certain foods, be in certain environments, be around certain amounts of people. And so there's all kinds of, things, like, as we change, we get to look at the patterns and be like, this is not satisfying, and I don't feel good, and I want something new. Like, let's make some change. Let's do some perfecting. And so, let me see. I love this right here too. It's like, this judgment, it can come in ways that are maybe like nagging or, full of like perfectionism. Maybe it involves gossip. Maybe it sounds like complaining. But it's like, at the end of the day, this energy is here to look out there and kind of like stick up for human rights and be like, that right there that's happening isn't okay. Like, not for me and not for anyone. So that shouldn't happen at all. Like, that harms, that's violent, that is taking their health away, and using our judgment to look at those things for our survival, and for our collective good. As a group, this is where we can really help each other and defend each other and make sure that our systems continue to, protect us. Because I think that a lot of companies pay a lot of money to convince us that the systems, do protect us, as they're creating rules and policies and changes that don't. And so it's up to us to not be judging each other, right? It's up to us to be looking at the systems that we're in and placing our critical skills there, because that can actually do something to help us. But if I'm just looking at my husband and I'm just picking him apart, I'm probably going to give him some sense of inadequacy. And neither one of us want that. Our kids don't want that. Our bills don't want that. And so what is the point of picking apart your people, picking apart yourself? Take that very valuable energy and start to look at what's not working for you as a group. How can we get the dishes done better? Like, how can we make laundry less stressful on everybody? What if we came up with a system like this? You can get creative. You can organize that cabinet so that you stop having fights about it. You can change anything, correct anything, perfect anything. And it can be that joyous, insatiable energy, because you're looking out for yourself, you're looking out for your people. And I think that can be a beautiful thing. And so, people with this gate, Vega, whole channel, they're natural at detecting mistakes, at finding the problem in the thing and pointing it out. And that's the thing, if you have kids with this energy, allowing them to judge, helping them become healthy judges instead of internalizing or externalizing at another. It's like with Vega, I'm always like, what do you think about that? I'm like poking for it. I'm like, what's the judgment, apples or oranges? And it's like, he loves that. He loves to tell me what he likes and doesn't like. And as long as he's not doing it to brother or mom or dad or friends, because if he is, I'll just be like, hey, put that valuable energy elsewhere. Like, how can you guys play basketball better so that you don't fight? Let's not pick apart friend. Let's look at why friend and I struggled to get together in the first place. Let's correct our collective systems. And so that's that, guys. I hope you have a great night. You can look back over the course of your day at themes of judgment, authority, inadequacy, and you can just kind of reflect. You can know that you are nothing to judge. Your people are nothing to judge. Everybody's doing their best at the end of the day. There's no right and wrongs, but there is taste, and you are allowed to like something more than other things. And if there's an authority in your life who does not think that that is true, you can gladly let them be authorities to other people. You can always walk away from authorities that do not allow you to challenge them, to work as a team with them, for all of us. And so I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. And oh, by the way, I do have one session spot open for tomorrow. So if anybody wants to get together, I offer alternative therapy and then also human design initiation. So hit me up and we can talk about those things, and I can answer questions and help you understand what those are. Have a good night, guys.